All right. Well, hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. Whoever listens to the last podcast toward the end, sometimes you just need a change of that good old scenery, man.
Feels real good.
All right. Gonna start that. All right.
Man, what can you say?
All right, cool. All right, what's going on, Pinstripe Strong Army? It's your boy, Joe's McFly, and
Chris McFly.
And we actually over here are bringing you the Pinstripe Strong podcast. Today is April 7th, and the Yankees actually just finished a sweep of the Orioles. And how sweep it is to be loved by you, Yankees, for rebounding in this series, of course, after having such a horrible homestand.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I just
so horrible.
Just when you thought things couldn't get worse, and they get better. And like I said, sometimes you got to go through the shit to get to the promised land, and it's not quite the promised land because it's just one series, but we are turning basically we're turning everything around in the proper direction. Well, right, Chris? Yo. Yo, Chris, you froze? What? Yo. Hello? Damn, Chris, what the hell? Wow, this is awkward. Well, Chris got knocked out. Don't know what happened to Chris there. Mm.
La gente, dime crack en 3, 3, 3, 3.
Stupid. Yeah, I'm watching the video of Glaber.
Dime crack en 3, 3, 3, 3.
Nigga, yo, Bird is watching them, and it's like Glaber Torres is recording them, right?
Yeah.
And I guess he's like, yo, Gary, 3, 3, 3, whatever. And then he says, and he points at Bird, and he said, pájaro de este lado.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know either. You're connected to 5G?
Yeah.
All right. Where the hell were we?
I was good this whole time. No, you was talking about how you basically said it, you spoke it into existence.
Okay.
You want to start over?
No, it's cool. I mean, and basically before anything, and it was a great series offensively. It was a great series pitching wise. And it was a great series. I mean, they had a little bit of everything in this series in a positive way, right? I mean, there's some negatives, and we're gonna get into the negatives, right?
Definitely gotta get into the negatives. I have a couple things to say.
Booney. All right, but yeah, let's talk about updates because I feel like a lot of things change in the energy when I felt like we started getting more positive news on the injury front, right, Chris?
Yeah, we did, and I was very excited. All of them, but one in particular, and I'll get to that right now. But first, CC Sabathia started today. We'll take a look at the numbers there. And Dylan Betances threw 36 pitches, the bullpen, and he will face hitters tomorrow. So that's awesome. Aaron Hicks, he had a throwing, the throwing has gone well the past 2 days. He's going to start hitting actually in a couple of days, so hopefully early next week. Sevy still long tossing this time around, beyond 120 feet, and it's being said that he should be on the mound soon. Okay. And this one got me really excited. Miguel Andujar was taking
roll your R's, guys. Roll your R's.
Taking grounders. So he wasn't throwing. He was taking grounders. The throwing is the next step to see if he could continue with the rehab or get surgery. But let's talk about CC. So CC was on the mound today. Let's see here. Looking for his numbers. So 4 2/3 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 run allowed, 1 walk, and 6 Ks. 62 pitches and 40 were strikes. 40 were strikes. So CC. And I got one more tidbit here. And it's about our guy Stanton. So he's 7 days into his 10-day shutdown period. He'll be evaluated following the Astros series and could actually start swinging the bat when the Yankees return to New York at the end of the week.
Love that. And so positive news all around, really. And also what?
Positivo.
Oh, yeah. Positivo. You kind of confused me because you went Spanish there, which is cool. It's fine. By the way, on the CC front, CC is on track to rejoin the Yankees rotation next weekend. So during the April 12th through 14th series against the White Sox, which I'm supposed to go to a game there, I think. But anyway, nice. Rehab went pretty good, and he's actually supposed to rejoin the rotation. So Johnny Lasagna is expected to be sent back down, but we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, absolutely. So much to unpack and get into, so much excitement and all of that with this series. Clap it up.
Yes, it is.
So it's really good. But the first game, and it started, that first game was so important. Yeah. And we got the road grays on, and it was. And I did say, hey, a change of scenery might not be such a bad thing. You go on the road, the team's together, just a different kind of atmosphere of everybody just, being able to either be somewhere else other than Yankee Stadium, right? Because obviously things weren't going well in Yankee Stadium. Junkie. I was going to say junkie. You see, sometimes that Spanish comes out. But nonetheless, like the way that it started, Yankees had like a 1-2-3 inning. Well, not a 1-2-3 inning. It was I think Gardy had a single in that inning, but it was bad because then Judge lined out, but then it was horrible in that first inning. So you're thinking, okay, man, whatever. It's the first inning. Paxton's on the mound and VR homers. You're thinking, okay, all right, well, whatever. Maybe he just hit it. I think he hit it to right field, and he gets the next guy out, Mancini, who I hate that guy. Anybody who knows me knows I just hate Mancini. I just don't like his face. And then after that, Nunez singled, and somebody else walked, and before you know, his base is loaded. I'm like, whoa, hey, Hap, relax. Let's relax here. And then
what's going on?
Exactly. And then he balked in a run. I was like, what the I'm watching this at work, granted. So I'm like, I have to hold down my emotions while I'm there, or I'll be fired, right? But so he does that, and then after that, there's a wild pitch, which people wanted to blame Gary for. I don't know why. That he tried to do everything he could. He was blocking some crazy pitches, but in the dirt. And that one, come on, bro. Not even Pudge in his prime is getting to that, man.
That was a wild ass pitch.
He was so unfair with Sanchez, man. I swear. You better keep that same energy. That's all I gotta say when it comes to Gary.
There was a freaking balk.
Listen, everything was going horrible in that first. Anything basically that could have happened wrong happened to happen there. Before you know it, we're down 3 runs. You're thinking, oh my God, but the way this offense is. It's the same shit, different day, different stadium this time. He ends up rebounding, striking out Rickard and then Davis. But then in between that inning, there's some stuff that happens. And the Yankees ended up going down 1-2-3 in the next inning. But it's what happened in that half inning that made a difference. Right, Chris? Yeah. Which Lindsay Adler actually reported that Boone actually went up to Paxton.
Yep.
He went up to Paxton and he said, hey, we need you.
We need you, yep.
We need you. Like he straight up like firmly told him like, we need you. And that like kind of like refocused him. And the fact that Boone, you know, in last year his energy was different. It was like, hey, you know, we'll try to win every game. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. But that was like kind of the energy. But now in this game, it just felt like he just, you know, with him telling him that I so love that so much.
Yep.
Because he went up there, he put that urgency in Paxton, like, yo, big guy, we need you. We need you to be who you are. And after that, I mean, Paxton ended up having his final line being, well, 5 1/3, 8 hits, you know, 4 runs, all of them earned. But remember, he allowed 3 runs in the first. That 1 homer to Rickard, 9 Ks, only 2 walks on 99 pitches. That's a great job to rebound, man. I like that.
Exactly. And he retired 11 of the next 14 after that. So even though he allowed that extra run, he still settled in. You know, especially with the way the offense was going 4 runs, it looked like an incredible mountain to climb. But you know, with the way the bats woke up.
Yep. Yankees were going into the 6th inning down 4-1, and then the offense basically woke up after Gary Sanchez hit a homer, which, you know, Gary's, you know, we'll get into Gary later on, but Gary's that guy. When he gets hot, he's hot, bro. And it sometimes takes him a little bit to get going, but when he gets hot, he gets hot.
Exactly. He carries the team.
Exactly. So, I mean, after that, Bird and DJ singled. And then, of course, well, you name him the Prince of the Bronx, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Gleyber Torres. All right. Hits a 3-run bomb.
Second homer of the game.
Oh, yeah. Hits a 3-run bomb. He
gave us that 5-4 lead.
Yeah, Gleyber Torres, man, he gave us the lead there. He homered earlier in the game. That's how we got the.
That's we got that run, yeah.
Yeah, the first run. But Gleyber Torres, that was so big because the Yankees did not have that kind of inning all year where they ended up putting together like that kind of offensive onslaught throughout the. They had a 4-run inning there, and you're just thinking, whoa.
And you talked about that, how Boston basically could just exhaust the pitching and the defense just hit after hit after hit, just putting everything together, and it happened on this game. It's incredible.
Yeah, we avalanched them. Right now. So that's good. I mean, Gary, Gary, to me, I think he ignited the offense there, but Gleyber Torres was a machine in this game, bro. He was. And I'm glad, to me, I think Gleyber kind of set the tone where it's like, yo, that's it. Like, that's it. We're not doing this anymore. This whole crap stuff. Like, he went 4 for 4 with 4 RBI. You know my song. 4 for 4 RBI, 4 for RBI, 4 for 4 RBI, 4 for 4 RBI.
He did, man. He killed it.
Love that. Love that. He was awesome in that game.
He was awesome in the series.
In the whole city. Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, for sure. Glaber good. All right. It's good like that. Bullpen comes in after that, ends up doing a good job right there, preserving the lead. Green pitched 2. Canely came in, was a bit shaky, but got a big double play, if you remember.
He got a huge double play.
Exactly. Britton was good. He made it kind of scary, but then he got out of it. And of course, Voit.
I was hard on Voit.
Oh, yeah. You were hard on Voit. And you know what? You can tell these guys are listening to the podcast. Right? That's what it means. Yes. Because after we talk about them in a disappointing light.
Ironically, the two players,
ironically. Right? Sure. I know you guys are listening. Thank you. Appreciate it. But Luke Voit, a 3-run bomb to pad the lead, put the game away, put it away. That's what the Yankees needed to do. Not leave these dumb Orioles thinking that they can still get into this and win. Yep. That's it. Get me out of here. Good night. Turn off the lights. 8-4. Yankees, and that's the final score. Whew.
Exactly. You wanted that win going into the off day on Friday.
Absolutely.
Especially how the previous series went with Detroit.
Remember, I told you that. I said you want to go into the off day with a win rather than a loss. You got the good feelings, going into new city, new feeling, new energy, all of that stuff.
And Judge just had like the 8 runs are good. Everybody going, and Judge 4 Ks and a ground out. Not what you want to see, but still what you wanted to see overall is a great team win, and that's what the Yankees did.
Not what you want. And that's with Judge is he ended up changing his batting stance again, going back to what he originally did, because he felt like he wasn't getting the results with the spring training approach that he had. So he changed it. It's fine. I mean, it's just that other 2-strike approach is just something that he has in his toolbox. After that, he said, yo, bro, I'm not doing this. I need to boost here, bro. I need some power.
Yep.
But before we get into that power part,
right.
Bro, didn't this game feel like it was like ages ago?
It feels like forever ago.
We were recording this on Sunday.
Yeah.
That game felt like it was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I was like, I told you, I even forgot what happened. Like, wait, what happened in that game? I had to look at everything, the numbers and the news and everything.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy what an off day does.
Yeah, a weird off day.
A Friday off day at that.
So
you don't see that. But the next game, in talking about power,
yes,
my man Judge said,
you know what?
Bump this, bro. Bump this. And he just came out and he made an impact. I mean, from the first inning, bro.
From the first inning, came in, homer right away.
Right away.
It's like no games are being played, even though we play in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But homer right away. And let me see, that made it what? 2? No, that was
one. It was one zip. It was one zip. And you're thinking, oh my God, let's go. Let's keep this freaking gravy train going, man. Let's get this dub. And then, what do we need after, ladies and gentlemen, children, what is it that we need after we score a run in the very next half inning? What do you want our pitching staff to do? Get us a shutdown inning. All right, we're gonna learn that. All right, get me a shutdown inning. And the reason that we want that shutdown inning is because you want these guys to not feel like they're back in this game, right? Exactly. You want to keep putting pressure on them. And Hap just
he failed the class. He failed that class.
Yeah, he did. And of course, Mancini, bro, that guy,
trash Cini.
Oh my God. That guy, I hate that guy. I don't know what's up with him. It's like when he sees pinstripes or when he sees the Yankees road gray, he just wants to play baseball well.
It's like a bull seeing red.
He probably does well, throughout the year, but I don't notice it. He's a fantasy player, though. If you got him on fantasy, you should be happy.
Yeah, you should be happy. Especially when he's against the Yankees for some reason.
But yeah, Mancini homers, ties the game. Then Hap gets out of it, and then Yankees don't really do anything else. So later on,
and Homer came back. Homer came back. Judge came back. Well, Gardy hit a single.
Well, Gardy, what he did was that I think he had a double. I remember that he had a double like down the line, and then Judge came up and he hit one to the moon, bro. Like both of his shots were like majestic, like
they were I'm here, and it's those were his first 2 home runs of the season.
Yeah, stuff of gods, bro. He just hitting it and it's just flying over. Like Mullins is just looking it over, like, damn, like, do I even have a chance here? And it's like, no, it's right into the black.
Right.
And that's great. Like, he had a shot there to take the lead again, 3-1. Now I'm thinking, Judge is carrying this game. Let's go. We're gonna win. We got our offense starting to roll now, right? So it doesn't feel like shit. We're stuck in place. So that's good. Hap, look, he gave that he ended up giving up that 1 home run there. But it felt like he didn't have control of the game. I look at the stat line, right? 4 1/3 doesn't qualify for the win, right? 4 1/3, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 of them earned, right? 2 walks, 5 Ks. That doesn't sound bad, right?
I mean,
it didn't look like that.
It's better than his stat from the previous game against the same team. He gave up 2 home runs in that one, but it's still like he was struggling. I mean, 4 1/3 with 88 pitches. 2 walks. I guess it was okay. 2 walks, 5 Ks, but still, you didn't give your team a chance to win. In terms of the pitching.
Gotta at least get us through 5 there, Hopper.
Yeah, like, get us to 5 or 6. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
But 88 pitches, hopefully he does turn it around and becomes better. But it just didn't look like it. Like, if you watch the game, you know how sometimes the stat line, you're like, oh, that's not bad. And then you watch the game and you're like, wow, what the hell? This shit looks like a struggle. Like, the guy's all over it. He's trying to locate his fastball, trying to figure it out. And, I guess it's good that you can still get through it even when you don't have all your stuff. But still, I mean, after that, everything was pretty much, quiet for the Yankees. These guys, the Orioles, in the bottom of the 5th, and this is when, where Hap gave up his second run with his kid Nunez single there to then bring in Mullins, which is as fast as light. That guy's a flash, bro.
Yeah, he is.
That kid is the flash. I thought Topman may have had like a chance. I looked at it. He's already like sitting down on the bench. I'm like, damn, this kid is fast as hell, bro. What the hell?
But Boone did not want Hap to face Trash Sini again. So
no. Gotta take it out.
Replaced him. He put Holder in. Holder gave up that run, which was charged to Hap, of course. But still, we preserved the lead, So now let's tack on some runs, which, obviously we didn't do at that time. Yeah,
I mean, it was, to me, it was good. I mean, the Yankees ended up getting a couple of hits in between there, and but nothing happening until I mean, this was a game, to me, the Yankees should have lost.
Yes.
Right. They were making mistakes, on the field. Sanchez inexcusably gets caught leaning too far off of the bag and it gets thrown out. What's going on? The base running blunders? What are you doing? Yeah, what are you doing? It was bases loaded with no outs.
You had the pitcher against the wall, man. Like, it was
horrible. And Sanchez gets picked off at third. I'm like, what are you doing?
Like, who are you? Like, you're Ellsbury? You're gonna go home?
Damn bag. Just stay on the bag at that point, bro. Like, come on.
I wonder why the coach why the third base coach didn't say anything. Like, bro, like, you're too far off. Like, get back. Nobody said anything.
And, I don't know. He got picked off a couple of times. Also, there was one time I think when he was in on second base. This was against the Orioles too, and
oh my god!
No, I think that was in the stadium. I believe. Was it in the stadium? I don't believe it. I don't know, but it put, to me, it bunches up together, and it's too much that you can't give up outs on the bases. It's hard enough to get there.
Exactly. Let alone bases loaded, no outs.
We had bases loaded, no outs, and didn't score. And you're thinking it's a tie game at this point, right? And you're thinking, are we gonna lose this shit? What's happening here? Are we gonna end up losing this? Well, it wasn't a tie game at that point. I think it was Yankees still had the lead, but then Frazier struck out, and I'm like, shit. And then Gio ended up grounding out, and away went the opportunity. And of course, people were killing Gary. Deservedly so. He should have been killed there. But that was bad. That was bad. Can't give up outs on the bases. That's a no-no. That's for sure. He needs to.
But we still, even though it was horrible, we still had the lead. Holder came back.
Yeah.
To the 6, got 3 more outs.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, he had 28 pitches. We didn't do anything offensively. And then all of a sudden, we come back from commercial and Holder is
no. He was trying to steal outs there. Apparently, after the game, he said that he was trying to stay away from Britain, right? So I guess I understand.
I don't understand that.
But maybe he tried to go to a fresh arm there. He tried to steal outs there, and of course it did not work. That backfired. This is a game where a lot of shit was backfiring for the Yankees. You know what I mean? Where you had the bases loaded, got thrown out of the bases. You had Hap. You're just thinking like, bro, what the hell? We got this lead where we feel like we should have had more. Those games where you watch, you're like, we should have more than just these 3 runs right now. And we didn't. I feel like it's gonna come out to bite us in the ass, kind of thing.
Yeah, it did.
Bro, the Orioles in that inning end up tying the game. Chris Davis reached on a error that Greg Bird. I don't know what the hell he was doing. Like, it was the ground ball. He wasn't gonna get the runner out at home.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even step on the first base bag to try to secure that out. Like, he bobbled the ball, and he didn't try to step on that. He kind of panicked. I don't know. And then he threw it home. Right. No outs recorded
at all.
DR, who's a pest on the bases, ended up stealing, and then before you know it, Ruiz ended up having a sac fly.
Yeah, and then it was 4-3 right there. And it's funny because they kept replaying that play at home, and it didn't look like Mans touched the base.
It didn't. It looked like he slid over it, right? And the Yankees didn't challenge.
We didn't, and the thing is and then Sanchez pointed like, "Yo, like check it, check the freaking play." I don't think he touched base.
But I guess that shit is too close though. Like, you don't really know. That could have went. I don't think it could have went either way. But I think at that point you had to kind of wait. Just to. I don't know if you try. I guess you could try. You could try there with the why not, right?
That's how the freaking game. Like, every run, especially with we had all game basically 3 runs. We already had the bases loaded, no outs, and we didn't score.
Yeah,
you have to try to preserve the lead in any which way possible. So you had to try and challenge it, but they didn't. I don't know. They were saving it for maybe when.
Exactly. I mean, it's funny the way negativity sets in.
Mm-hmm.
And how much we're a victim of like recency bias, right, kind of thing. Because I say 27 outs all the time, and even I was like, oh my god, like, we're about to lose this game. What the hell? And we're down already. We came into this inning up by 2 runs, and now we're down by 1. I'm like, shit, it's 4-3 Orioles, and you're thinking it just doesn't seem like our night. And top of with all this shit happening, right? Mind you, all of these bad things happening. But you know what? Sometimes you just gotta break the mold, man. Sometimes you got to break the mold.
Exactly.
And it doesn't matter if it was Boone's bad decision, the errors, getting thrown out on the bases, Hap, just a horrible stupid Mancini's face showing up to the ballpark. Anything bad that could happen on that day.
Bird.
Bird, the Bird situation, like all of those bad things. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter because there are 27 outs.
Exactly.
And you play them all till you play them all. This isn't like the other sports that there's a clock that gets you there.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the top of the 8th inning, just when you're thinking that things are done, and Fry from Futurama comes in and he gets 2 quick outs, right? He gets like a fly out of Greg Bird. Then they change him, and they end up putting Miguel Castro, who's annoying. He throws mad hard, right? But he comes in, gets Gary Sanchez to fly out. It's 2 outs in the 8th inning. You're like, shit. Gleyber Torres works a walk. LeMahieu with a hit on the menu. Always is on base, gets a base hit. So now it's set up. You got runners on first and third with 2 outs and Clint Frazier coming up. And nobody to their name thinking that he can do anything because he had a bases loaded situation earlier with 1 out. And then Gary, of course, had thrown out. So he really had runners on first and second with 1 out. And he ended up striking out. So
we didn't really have faith like that.
No, I didn't really. I admittedly so. Never in doubt, but I had faith. I know that doesn't make sense, but never in doubt. No, I was streaming at the same time on Instagram at the same time. And by the way, you guys, if you guys would like to, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Joe's McFly. Follow Chris
McFly28.
At Chris McFly28 on Twitter, and you can follow Pinstripe Strong, which is the official, we have merch and shirts and hats and stuff like that, and news and all that stuff. You can follow Pinstripe Strong at on Instagram and Twitter. So anyway, I was streaming on there, just doing my live stream, talking to people, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, please, just get a base hit, bro. Just get a base hit. Just do something, please. And Clint Frazier. And I called him. I said, I forgot what it was.
Red-headed blank.
I said, you red-headed motherfucker.
You wanted a nickname. There you go.
Child kissed by fire. As are the wildlings.
As all the
wildlings.
wildlings.
Watch Game of Thrones. But
that's his nickname, right?
Yeah, the wildling or Big Red or whatever the hell you want to call him. He hit a 3-run bomb.
That shit. He spanked it.
He spanked it, boy. He spanked that shit. He took the lead. That was game winning right there. First of all, that was big time clutch shit. We're going into the, it's an hour going into the 9th inning. This guy hit that bomb, and it's like the pressure valves was like, we gone.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the pressure valves was gone, and at that point in time, it's like, damn, good shit. Orioles had no chance after that.
The catcher was
cool. You know what? I actually think that the Orioles ended up loading the bases because remember DJ LeMahieu also had an error at second base. Remember that?
Yeah, he had an error.
And then there was challenge and whatnot. It got overturned. I don't know if it actually, if they even had whatever, but he had an error there. And then Greg Bird makes a really nice defensive play to get Chris Davis, who is atrocious. Like that man will never get a hit for the rest of his life.
I don't know. Man.
He is seriously, bro.
That guy probably needs to go home.
They need to but that's none of my business. As long as he's continuing to play against the Yankees, I'm fine with that. Yankees ended up it looked like they just wanted to end the game. Had a 1-2-3 inning in that 9th inning, but the bottom of the 9th, Chapman comes in, strikes out Mancini, which is made me so happy. Super Sucre hit a single, and then he struck out, Smith, and then a ground out to third base, and that ended the game. So before Frazier was hitting that home run, you're thinking, damn, the Yankees won the first game again, and we're going to lose the second game, and we're going to go into the third game with pressure. Again, this is the same shit that's been happening. This is deja vu.
Yep.
This is like the other episode that we did. I think this is the second episode of the season, and you're thinking, this is deja vu all over again. And it's not. Sometimes you just gotta flip the script. And that's what Clint Frazier did. And I feel like he changed he was the pinstripe player of the game in that game.
Yeah.
But I feel like he kind of changed the fortunes of the series, obviously because of the 3-run bomb, the comeback win. And I just feel like the energy was different coming into game 3, boy, because we came out gunning.
Oh yeah, I mean there was just no room to breathe for the Orioles.
So they lost before they even threw a pitch.
Oh, I mean, David Hess came. He came strong in the first inning.
And David Hess was actually coming off of a really good start. He pitched 6 and a third no-hit innings in his last outing. I think it was against Toronto, and he was money, bro. And I was upset that I didn't pick him up in fantasy for that one game. But he pitched great, and they took him out, and he was like confused on the mound because it was like April Fool's Day or whatever. He thought that they were playing a joke on him. Yeah. It wasn't. And I bet you he wishes that the joke was today.
He definitely. I mean, the first inning he came in strong, but then Herman came in stronger. So. But the offense basically showed up in the second, and again, the Prince of the Bronx, Torres with a home run.
Gleyber Torres was so awesome in this series. He was so good, man.
Yes, he was.
He was so good, bro. Like he was on it, man. He was on it in this series, and
they're even talking about putting him. We were talking about DJ LeMahieu being in the leadoff spot, but they're talking about Torres being in the leadoff spot. I wanted to ask you what you thought about that.
You know what? I would still like LeMahieu leading off, but if I could put Torres 2 and then move Judge back to 3, I would love that.
Yes.
I really would love that so much. I understand why they want to keep Judge there. The analytics, quote unquote. You gotta be able to do that, whatever. But I would love Gleyber. I feel like that perfect type of 2-hitter, like prototypical old school 2-hitter, where you can, he could do some things, bro. He can hit for average. He really can, and
he can work walks.
He can work some walks, but I really like LeMahieu, and those two. You put those two together,
beautiful.
There, that would be beautiful. But Gleyber good.
Gleyber
good on a Sunday. Gleyber good, and he hit that homer. That was a bomb.
Yeah, it was.
That was a bomb. He has some power, boy. Clint Frazier then follows him right after. It says, "Oh yeah, my man, I homered yesterday. I'm trying to homer again. Let's go." Clint Frazier hits a big red homer straight. I think he actually went. That's like a little bit opposite field, but he smacked that.
Yeah, that was opposite field, but it looked like I think
right center.
Yeah, it looked like it could have gotten caught if the guy would have timed it right.
Yeah, he almost caught it. He's just a little short, so sorry, Mullins, but maybe Adam Jones, but not you.
Yeah,
You're fast, but not tall, and that was good. The Yankees ended up. It just felt like off the gate. 2-0 and Domingo on a Domingo, a Sunday for Domingo Herman. Yankees called it Santo Domingo.
Santo Domingo, right? Let's go.
He came out throwing BBs, bro, and that's the thing with Domingo Herman. His stuff is great. His curveball, changeup, and his fastball, awesome. His problem is just location, and if he's getting those that location, it's over. What are you gonna do? You can't hit this shit. And if you do hit it, and it looks like I love the way that he was pitching because he was pitching to contact a bit. He was getting swings and misses left and right, but it looks like he was also getting these guys where he was inducing soft contact.
Yep.
Which was great. He didn't bring up his pitch count because he was trying to get strikeouts. So that's good, man. I love to see that with Herman.
He was keeping them guessing. He said it in the post-game interview that he wanted to mix his pitches because he wanted to keep them guessing. And they didn't know what was going to come.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I noticed in the stat line, remember, one of the things that we didn't like from Domingo's last start was the walks. He actually trimmed the walks down to 2.
Yeah. It was good. It's good. Very good. I love that. It's about the control. With him, it's about control. That's it. I mean, if he can get that down, he would be good, bro. And to me, even though Gleyber and Frazier and everybody, to me, this is the Gary game.
Yeah. No question.
Gary, to me, has the ability, and I said it in one of the lives, where the pillars of this team throughout this time of injury, has to be the stable foundation of this team has to be Gary Sanchez and Aaron Judge. Like those two guys need to be the pillars of this team to hold them up until the cavalry comes back, right?
Yep.
Because they have the unique ability to carry a team through stretches, and we've seen both of them do it. Judge, obviously, we've seen that do it, but Gary Sanchez, when he first came up, was unbelievable.
That was an amazing run.
And I don't know why people forget. And again, like I said, recency bias. We just want to remember. So people just want to remember last year, 2018, where he sucked. But you forget about that big boy 2016 where we sold off.
Yep.
You know, we sold off pieces and said, you know what, we're resigning to the fact we're not making the playoffs. And that man basically by himself almost took that team to the playoffs.
Yep.
Gary Sanchez is the shit. I need to remind, I don't think people say that enough. He, at his position, presents such an advantage to the Yankees over another team that it is not even funny. He doesn't even have, he can roll out of bed tomorrow, not do anything, and he is the best American League catcher. Okay? He doesn't have to do much to do it.
Yep.
So for him to be the best catcher in the major leagues, I mean, hello. Gary Sanchez is going to be the comeback player of the year. I firmly believe that. It's not even just because of this one game. I've been seeing this. We've been talking about this kid since the minors, since the Yankees signed him. The international signing, whatever.
When he had attitude problems and all that crazy stuff to now, we've been talking about this.
Gary and his homers were of the multi-home run variety of this game. Of course, he hits a 2-run homer in the third. Gary Sanchez then, there's so many runs in here, but let's just talk about Gary real quick because it was awesome what he did today. Then he hits another 2-run homer in the 7th, and then he comes up again. What is it, in the 8th?
In the 8th, yep.
Wait, I skipped the homer, didn't I?
No, the first one we already talked about that. The second one was in the 7th, and then the last one, the third one.
The second one. I'm sorry. The second one was actually. No, you're right. You're right. All right, go ahead.
Then the third one was in the 8th, but that's after. Let me see. Gardner had a walk, and then the Kraken just basically demolished that pitch, put a third home run in the game to make it 11-zip at that time.
Yes. So look, that guy. He hit different kind of homers too. One was a bomb, no doubt. The other one was a line drive. Then the other one was just basically a deep fly ball that just kept a high. That was the last one, a high shot. He had a chance for a 4th homer, and he swung out of his shoes for that one. It was just a pop out. But if he would have got that 4th homer, that would have been great. But I mean, let's talk about the Yankees scored 15 runs today on the Orioles to sweep them out of their misery as they should have. This is how we need to treat a team like this.
Yep.
Just sweep them into oblivion. So that's what needed to happen there. Later on in the game, I mean, you ended up having there's so many runs. Clint Frazier had a day, all right? So he had a day. Had an RBI single. He had what was it? He had 4 hits today.
4 hits, 2 homers.
Yes, 4 hits, 2 homers, 4 RBI. That was Frazier. Gary Sanchez was 3 for 6 with 6 RBI. Glaber had another 2 hits in here today and a walk, so he was on base 3 times. LeMahieu had a hit because, of course, it's on the menu. So, I mean, what the hell? Gio Urshela had 2 hits. Like, everybody basically had a hit today except for Judge, but Judge was on base with the walk. Everybody was on base today. So, it was up and down the lineup. It was just the lineup that we were sold in this offseason and without those guys, right?
Yep.
The relentless hitting and to do it in a sweep day too, because last year this will be a game that the Yankees will kind of take lightly, and then the Orioles steal a game to kind of get away, and you feel like the Yankees kind of dominated the series and won, but it leaves a bad taste in your mouth because they lost the last game. Exactly. They won.
Yep.
So it felt like Shit, but to me, Domingo Germán did a great job today. You know, with 6 innings pitch, got into the 7th inning. And I don't think this is getting talked about enough. The guy was hitless. You know, gave up no hits through 5 1/3. So Domingo no Domingo, the legend is true.
The legend is true.
Yeah, legend is true. 3 strikeouts. Tarpley had a little rough outing there. It's fine at that point. You know, I mean, the Yankees had 15 runs, but Sessa came in 2 innings to shut the door there. Sessa's another guy that's looked very good, but Yankees demolished this team, and
it's exactly
I know that
what you have to do.
Exactly, and I know that we talk about, and we'll get into this subject in a few seconds, but Yankees ended up being, and this way that runner in scoring position stat doesn't really tell the story all the time. Yankees were 4 for 14 in this game with runners in scoring. Imagine if they would have like gotten more hits with runners in scoring position.
Yeah.
We still score 15 runs, so who the hell cares, right? But one thing people were talking about, the freaking Yankees only are scoring their runs through homers. Like, what?
What's the problem?
I don't understand. Literally, the best thing that you can do in an at-bat is hit a home run. And I get it. You don't want the offense to be one-dimensional, and people are going to say, oh, but in the playoffs, that doesn't. Listen, we're in April right now where we just lost 2 series against these, you know, these other guys or whatever, these bum teams. Mm-hmm. And we've lost basically half the starting lineup. I don't give a shit how we get the runs. I don't care if it's 25 walks in a game and we get the runs and win. I don't care if it's hit by a pitch. I don't care if it's a sac fly. I don't care if it's an RBI ground out. I don't care if it's an error. I don't care.
Yep.
Get me the runs. It doesn't matter to me. I don't understand what the hell is the fascination with people saying, I want a base hit over a home run. Like it's a bad thing. What? I get that you don't want the team to rely on home runs, but come on, let's not get crazy here. We just got to try to win games right now, and then we'll talk about all that other strategy stuff later when we got the full team back. Exactly. So now, who cares?
Exactly. Yeah, I don't understand the mentality behind that. We need to win games. Because the situation before was that, you know, we're not hitting with runners in scoring position. We're not doing anything with runners in scoring position. So the simple fact that we could get and string along to a couple homers to win the game, that's the only thing we should be caring about. But I mean, these Yankee fans, well, them, not everybody, because we have some smart and thoughtful Yankee fans. But these other Yankee fans, these guys, they anything bothers them. A fart will bother them. And
sometimes there's a section in Yankee Twitter where it's like, it feels like the dark web where you just don't want to go in there, and it's like once you get in, it's hard to go out. They hate Gary in there. They hate all sorts of stuff that you're like, why do you hate that? But
dudes want Realmuto, and it's like, bro, have you seen how many homers Sanchez has in the past 8 games he started? Like,
yeah, he has. Gary Sanchez has what, 6 homers in 8
games.
9 games. 9 games. This is the 9th game.
Well, he didn't start one of them. Remember?
Oh yeah, he didn't start. Yeah, you're right about that. You're right. Yeah. So he has 6 homers, and you are talking about what? Oh, he has a couple of throwing errors. Huh?
What?
What are we doing here? You know,
throwing error is horrible, but when the guy could come back up and just
he could wreck a game. And look, he got the average people. He got his average over 250. Yep. But if you really want to talk about a real stat, talk to me about his OPS being 1100.
Oof. Oh my God.
Okay, he is insane, bro. He's productive. Good job, Clint Frazier. Love to see that, man.
Right.
4 for 5 in that game, and then hopefully that homer gets him going. He did speak after the game, and he said, you know, the fact that I'm playing every day up here in the big leagues, I feel a lot more comfortable because I don't feel like, hey, I'm gonna play one day and not play the other day, so I have some kind of continuity, whether I go 0 for 4 or I can be able to come out here and have a 4 for 5 game like he did. He says he's more comfortable. So that's good, man. I like to see Clint like that. Hopefully, I want him to show his mettle, man, because I feel like he kind of hasn't had the opportunity to. And he's a guy that a lot of people have said, and even we said, like, come on, bro, like, don't put yourself in the spotlight like that. And he said today, you know what, I'm just gonna stop talking and I'm gonna produce, which I loved hearing that today. I loved that I heard that.
I know you did.
Oh yeah,
because you really like that whole Twitter and Instagram thing.
No, it's whatever. It's cool. You producing after, you know what I mean? But after you've proven shit, go ahead. But till then, let the fans come out here and start doing all that stuff, right?
Yep.
But this series in the whole, I mean, there's some. First of all, this is the first Yankee to homer 3 times since A-Rod did it against his father Bartolo Colon, I believe, where he had 3 home runs in the game.
Actually, it was Hicks last year with Boston.
Well, they had, I don't know where they brought up that stat. They said first, since Gary Sanchez is the first Yankees player with 3 home runs and 6 RBIs. Oh, that's the stat.
Oh, okay.
6 RBIs in a game since A-Rod on April 26th of 2005, which you was that game with me, right?
We were there.
Yeah, we were there. We had 10 RBI though. 10 RBI.
Yeah, my dad gave me the tickets, and we went, and
that was fun.
It was a beautiful game.
But this series is just an offensive onslaught, and that's why we had to name this the offensive onslaught. Yankees had 18 straight runs scored via the home run. It's longest streak since 1974. 7 home runs today. We didn't even talk about Romine, right? He had a homer off of a position player, right? It doesn't matter. It counts. So good shit, Romine.
Exactly. And Sanchez he just missed his 4th.
Exactly. And we had 14 home runs in a 3-game series. That is the most all time in the history of the Yankees going against Baltimore at Baltimore. It was that was great. That was some other numbers here. Most multi-homer games in a player for the first 274 games all time. It is Gary Sanchez number 1 with 11, Bob Horner with 10, Jim Gentle with 10, Reggie Jackson with 9, and Ralph Kiner with 9. So
yeah,
I don't know. I mean,
come on.
Yeah, come on. The offense was ridiculous, bro. It was stupid. And I love seeing that. What a fun game to watch. Yep. What a great series to have, because it's so important to sweep these bums, be done with them. Now the Yankees have some good energy going, some good mojo. They now have, a nice 3-game winning streak going on right now, first of the year, but not the last. And they're going into
Houston
to go face the Astros, which should be a tough matchup right now, but they have some good feelings right now, which is good. And then that is important.
Yep.
Pitching matchup. Yeah, the pitching matchup is going to be a little wild though. It's we'll talk about that here. And today overall was just the ending of just such a great weekend. Because I took my kids to T-ball actually for the first time, which is cool. That shit was really fun. That is baseball in its purest form, and you guys can see. I put up some of the videos. The kids don't know what's going on; they're just having fun. And my son and my daughter were there, and all the other kids, and they'll hit the ball off of the tee, and then everybody's screaming like "run, run, run!" And they're like, "What?" And then they're still running with the bat. They're running toward third base. They're running toward the ball to get the ball. Like they're like, what the hell? We got to tell them to run the first base. That's just so cute, bro. It was so fun. So that's one thing I'm looking forward to definitely doing, being able to see that. But that was fun as hell. But the pitching match. Oh yeah, Noah is a lefty. I noticed that today. He is a lefty. He throws lefty, hits lefty. I was a little. I knew that he hit lefty, but the fact that he was throwing lefty, I was like, shit. And I spent some money and bought him a glove for a right-handed. So I was like, at that moment in time, I was like, shit, man, you can't be righty. But I guess leave him as a lefty. I hear that they do pretty good.
Oh yeah.
But Monday's game, We have here Masahiro Tanaka against Justin Verlander, so that's going to be a beauty. Tanaka has been pretty good this year, for a 1.46 ERA, it's a one win on the ledger right now. And then Jonathan might be his last start. It might be Loaiza's last start, right? What do you?
It might. I'm hearing that when CC does come back, Loaiza would be the one to go down. And I'm a little nervous about Loaiza because he put the bullpen in a pickle.
He did. So I guess what's the most important part of that series is Tanaka. And you know what? Today was also crucial to that series because no off day, obviously, but Domingo Germán saved the pen.
He did.
And the fact that he saved the pen after Saturday's game where we used the pen is great. Masahiro Tanaka got to go out there and do the same thing. Save the pen because we're going to need it for Tuesday. Tuesday, he's going up against Garrett Cole, so there's going to be a tough matchup. And then Wednesday, we have James Paxton, Big Maple, looking to have a better start,
a rebound,
and an awesome finish to his start going up against Colin McHugh. So the Yankees can, they can be able to keep rolling on right there, and hopefully they can be able to do that because then they'll be able to come back home to come up against the White Sox, and they'll have an off day right after Houston, which is great. But then you could be able to have, you have a nice long homestand from the 12th through the 21st, which now we could consider that one the real start of the homestand. I don't know what the hell that was. I think they were still in spring training mode.
Yeah, we'll have CC back by then. So
absolutely. So yeah, man. I mean, it was fun. This whole series was fun, man. I hope you guys did like it and enjoy it as much as I did.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I mean, Chris, who's your? I almost forgot this. I
was actually going to ask you, but yeah, you asked me.
Who was the? I mean, what are we going to name this? Should we? Let's name the Pinstripe Strong Performer of the Series.
Yeah,
I love that. You just came up with that right now on the fly, boy. That's how we do it. So who's your
Strong Performer of the Series?
I'll let you go first.
I think I want to go with Frazier.
Oh, you're going with Frazier?
I said I want to go with Frazier, and I know he started in the second game, but I don't know. It's just something about when he hit that 3-run bomb, and then not only that,
he kind of turned around that whole. He did turn around that whole.
He did, and it's funny because we always joke about Boone not starting the hot player, like they go crazy the previous game.
Keep him out there,
and then bench him. No, he you know what? I'm gonna reward this guy, Mikey T. You could just warm the bench there, and
as he should.
And he rewarded Boone's decision to keep him for the series, and he went bonkers today. What was it, 4 for 5, 4 for 6?
Yeah, he went 4 for 5 today, and
amazing.
Yeah, that was good, and you're right about that. And he went, he had that homer, 3 RBIs, so he was great. He had what was it, 4 RBIs? He had 7 RBIs in 2 games.
Yeah, and also he did it also with a single. It wasn't just a homer, so he did it in different ways. Put himself in position so the guy behind him could bring him in. So it was just all around great series for Frazier. How about you?
Chris, I have no idea how you did not pick Mr. Gleyber Good himself. I
left him for you. That's your
listen, man. If you go first, you take the guy. That's all I gotta say. You take the man. The man was on a mission. He got out pissed. Okay, that day that we lost against Baltimore, I remember seeing him on the bench. He hit the top, like the little awning shit that they have there, or whatever. The little gate. He hit that. He was pissed. Gleyber Torres was pissed. He's like, I'm not taking any of this shit. He came out like gangbusters. He was not playing from the first game of the series. Gleyber Torres was not playing any games whatsoever with anybody, and he was great, starting with that 4 for 4 with 4 RBIs in that first game, and then the homers and doing all of that. And Gleyber Torres was doing it up.
He was on fire.
He was on fire, especially now. Now he's that short now. He doesn't feel like he needs to move around too much. He's like, I'm here. Let's go. Let's do this. It's go time.
Yep.
So Gleyber Torres is my guy.
And who's I guess who's the, what are we going to call it, the Pinstripe Strong GOAT of the series?
Well, I mean, the disappointment.
There you go.
Well, we'll just call him the disappointment.
Disappointment, yeah.
Well, if you guys come up with a good name for that segment, for the disappointing player of the series, or for the player that didn't do as well, or anything like that, let us know, please, so that we could be able to do it. We'll give you credit. We'll give you credit if you come up with something good. So let's see how creative you guys are. But I'm trying my best, you know what I mean, not to give it to him.
What is it?
Judge, I gotta do it to you, brother. Like, I love you, I do, but Judge, I gotta give it to you. And you know, he was great in that second game. Don't get me wrong, and he was an integral part as to why we won that game, right? So let's not forget about that with the 2 homers. We needed that at the time. We did need that. He had the three ribbies in there. First game, he looked kind of lost at the plate.
It was 4 strikeouts.
Yeah,
0 for 5.
Yeah, he went 0 for 5, 4 strikeouts. That's when he ended up changing the batting stance. So let's give him a chance for that, right? And then I said, you know, he did great there. And then he comes back today. You know, Judge does so many other things, you know, on defense. So I don't want you to feel like I'm really killing him. I'm just, at this point, we kind of had to pick, like, who the hell are we going to kill here? Like, because everybody did so well. But Judge was the guy for me, because even in the last game, he didn't have any hits, no ribbies, left 3 on, and had only 1 walk there, didn't score. So, I mean, that's,
yeah, there was a double play as well.
Yeah, he did have a double play. You're right about that. So, but yeah, he was busting his ass in the outfield. He was running and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'll give Judge a break. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, I'm not too worried.
We're not really harping on it. You got to understand, the Yankees played great in this series. Like, who are you going to really blame here? Or who are you going to have?
I'm gonna blame somebody.
Who are you going with?
The disappointment. He's not a player on the field, but Booney, come on, bro. Booney, you're playing. He loves playing with fire.
I don't understand.
He loves playing with fire. I mean, one time I touched the stove, I never got close to fire again. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I mean, Holder, 28 pitches. And again, like he said, and we said it already, that you try to stay away from Britton. But come on, you were still going to bring Ottavino in anyway.
Yeah, he brought him in anyway. He could have brought him in with a clean inning.
In a clean inning. Now you put, it's like now you put him, and now he's under pressure because he wants to get out of that. Like, there's 2 men on right now, a 1-run lead. It's like, bro, come on. You know what I mean? And I don't know. And then you bring Ottavino back out again. And sometimes you just try to do too much, and he tried to steal outs, and it's like, bro, you have the formula there. It's like you have a cheat sheet with the bullpen, and you're like, yeah, you know what? I want to use my brain. I'm just gonna try my the answers are right there. Like, it's just follow the script, and you good. I just don't understand, Joe. I don't know what's going on with this guy. And again,
I think sometimes he follows the script a little too much too.
He
but
does.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, I just hope
early in the season
better with the bullpen. I understand that there's a lot of other factors that come into play that we may not be understanding at that point in time, like who's available and who's not. Only the manager knows that, and the pitching coach, of course, like, you know, whatever. But
and I understood that until he gives the call to the bullpen. It was like, oh, so he was available.
Yeah,
I get it. But then it's like, oh, okay. Again, you know, 9 games in. You know, he could get better, but this is stuff that's been rolling over from last season, stuff that we've been having issues with and been complaining about. And it's like, okay, you're doing the same shit over again. So it's a little worrisome. So, you know, a little kick in the butt to Boone. Hopefully he gets better.
Yeah. But you still got to give him credit for what happened in that game one, because he, to me, I thought he did a good job by going up to Paxton saying, "Yo, we need you, brother. Come on."
Great job. I mean, there's
not up here.
There's good with the bad. You know, he gave Frazier a chance again. You know, put him in the lineup.
Yep.
Yeah, yes, I think with Paxton as well. Good with the bad, but still, you know, we could have.
And you know what? He could have given Sanchez a full day off today. And he did it.
Yeah, he did it.
He did it. He gave him the half day off at the DH. So give him credit for that too. So a good job with that kind of going.
Good job, Bono.
But again, we have to look for somebody to kill.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's nobody on here. Somebody got to get the disappointment. So it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, great series overall. I hope you guys really did enjoy it, like I said before. And there's really nothing else to say now. We said pretty much a good amount, right, Chris?
Yeah, I think we did. Did.
You got anything else to say going into the next series?
Today was, well, not so much about the next series, but we do got to give congrats to Brian Cashman, 2000 as a general manager.
I forgot about mentioning that. Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. And thank you for, it was his decision in 2016 to, basically to do the sell-off, and we got Torres, we got Frazier,
Cash God,
and ironically they both hit and put homers and produced their asses off this series. So amazing.
Absolutely, man. And I mean, guys, again, make sure you guys do follow us on Twitter, Instagram, for some funny tweets and videos and stuff like that. That's always going up there. Follow me at follow the vlog at Pinstripe Strong, and follow me at Joe's McFly on all social media platforms. And make sure you do give us a 5-star review, as it does help.
Please.
Yes, please, so we can be able to get better guests and do all those things as we go forward.
Yes.
But guys, remember, as I always say, make sure you do keep your pinstripes on, keep them strong. Let's go, Yankees. On to Houston. Tell them Noah. All right. Good.